And I'm not even stoned, so that's how that goes sometimes. But my name is Kim Brown. I am a concerned citizen from Ward 9. Who knows where Ward 9 is? Is that PG County, Maryland? That is correct, you guys. And everyone here, I know we're all gathered for a specific purpose. We're out here to let the president and the federal government know that the policies that have been in place for the past 48 years have been targeted and they have been destructive, okay? Like the gentleman who spoke up here just a moment ago, he was speaking about one of Nixon's top aides, John Ehrlichman, who, you might have seen this in the news recently, came out and admitted that the war on drugs was targeted towards the anti-left or anti-war leftist hippies and African Americans. And in his quote that he gave, he said that as long as they could convince the general public to associate marijuana with the hippies and heroin with the blacks, then it would be totally all right for the government to target these organizations, to raid their groups, to incarcerate their leaders. And this policy has remained unabated for nearly 50 years, and it has to stop. Now, President Obama, he understands this probably better than any other president before him, okay? Not just for obvious reasons, not just because he's the first African-American president. President Obama not only admitted to smoking marijuana in his youth, but he also talked about being stopped and frisked when he was a college student in New York City at Columbia University. And Mr. Obama, I want you to know that the fear of the police has not changed since you were a young man in the black community. The fear of having your life ruined over a joint, over stems and seeds and baggies and blunts. This is not democracy, Mr. President. And the thing about it is, did y'all know black people are psychic? Okay. Because it has come as no surprise to us that these new studies, for example, the 2013 study by the ACLU, the war on marijuana in black and white, it was no shock to people of color that we are overwhelmingly arrested at higher racial disparities, more than our white citizens, our white fellow citizens, our brothers, our sisters, at rates that are astronomical. And the funny thing is, Maryland and D.C. were among the most egregious in those discrepancies. Maryland was fourth in the nation for arresting more blacks than whites for marijuana possession. What? The district was first. Okay? Now here's what happened. Leadership actually evolved in the District of Columbia. Organizations like DCMJ, the Drug Policy Alliance, Councilman at Large David Grosso, former Ward 6 Councilman Tommy Wells, Delegate Eleanor Holmes Norton, these are our leaders. They said something has to be done here. Our citizens are bearing the unnecessarily and overwhelming brunt of this war on drugs, and that's how Initiative 71 came to be. It was put to the ballot, to the voters of the district, and they overwhelmingly voted it in, and marijuana has been legal in the District of Columbia for over a year now. But here's the thing though, do y'all think that the racial citations, meaning the tickets that DC police write out to people who are found, breaking the marijuana law in any way, do you think that that has evened out racially? Absolutely not. Do you know where most of the marijuana citations are written and issued? East of the river, Ward 7, Ward 8. These places where African Americans are still the majority of a ever browning or lightning Washington, D.C. So even when the laws change, black people and communities of color are still the ones that are targeted by law enforcement, still the ones that are being profiled at higher rates than our white brothers and sisters. And guys, we're in the middle of an election season, right? Between the two major political parties, both of which are bullshit, I'm not here for Democrats or Republicans to keep it 100% with you. However, so out of the two major political parties, we have 5 candidates remaining, right? Only one of those candidates has talked about moving the issue forward on marijuana decriminalization and legalization. I don't got to say his name. Y'all know his name. Y'all know his name. So that's 1 out of 5, guys. So what? We have a 20% chance of moving the ball forward on marijuana and criminal justice reformation because, Mr. Obama, what we need you to understand, sir, is that you sit uniquely in the sweet spot to deschedule marijuana from Schedule 1. Because there is a very slim chance that whoever comes after him is going to do anything, okay? Anything. So, Mr. President, we applaud the efforts that you've made to instruct your federal prosecutors to maybe not, seek out the mandatory minimums that were in place under a different Democratic administration, who shall remain nameless. However, Mr. President, this does not go far enough. I want you to remember how paranoid you were after smoking a joint and hitting the streets of New York City and worried about the police getting behind you and worried about your future being destroyed. It is only by the grace of God, Barack Obama, that you did not end up in jail like so many other young African American men and women behind marijuana. And I'm going to say one more thing before I get off. Now, I see we have all kinds of people representing here, which is beautiful, all right? But I'm gonna designate myself the speaker of black people for this moment. Because Barack Obama, you owe us specifically, all right? In 2008 and 2012, African Americans turned out for you in numbers over 90%. And I can guarantee you that we did not canvass for you. We did not donate to you. We did not turn out in record numbers for you to maintain the drug era policies of Richard Nixon, of Ronald Reagan, of George H.W. Bush, of Bill Clinton, of George W. Bush. We elected you for hope and change. And the bottom line is African Americans, communities of color, even in places where marijuana is decriminalized and legalized, are still the targets of law enforcement, racial profiling, and overzealous prosecutions. Mr. President, you can help to fix this. It is your duty. It is your duty as a black man to do this, okay? And I understand that President Obama has said numerous times he is the president of all, which is correct. But like I said, speaking on behalf of black Americans who turned out in rates over 90%, you owe us specifically, Barack Obama, deschedule 420. Thank you.
Let's hear it for it. That was amazing. Wow. All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to relocate in front of the White House. I want all the banners to turn around and face that way and form a line right here. We're going to put the sound system in the middle. Cameras, you might want to get on the other side of the banners, and you can catch us walking down the street in front of the White House. If you're a protester,